Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Pride of Nations. This is the A-Shot game that I've been playing. We're playing as a USA Grand Campaign, and I actually ran a turn off screen just to see if we couldn't get the economy even a little bit more further along. But as you can see, we have 1,654 in our capital, and that's really what we want to get our amounts up to, or get up. And as you can see, we actually have troops over here. I didn't think we ever had any troops over there, but I guess we do. That's a trade post. I might move him. It takes 38 days to move him. Oh, we got a trade post here too, so. Or what does that say? Supply stock 0 of 0. There's a trade post there, but that's about it. We have some troops up here. Let's take a look at this. We still... Is that where we were building? Goldfield, Goldfield, Goldfield. Okay, it looks like our goldfields are completely up and running. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. F11. Oh, let's see. Sierra Nevada. See how the margin is 36 and 36, so those actually do us pretty good. We do input 4 capital for a margin of 36 pounds. I bet this is the first month that it actually is up and running. State income from corporate tax, from state expenses from unit maintenance 63. I'm not quite sure that our I'm a little concerned about. Okay, so see, another thing about this is railroad doesn't cost the same thing in every region. So here, if I was to build in the west, the railroad would cost 811 capital. But if I go over here, 811 capital. I wonder what that means. Because I thought before, I really don't want to use up 811 capital. Not yet. Let's go to decision mode. That, guess that's not, no, colonial mode. And I'm really kind of focusing in on Oklahoma at this point. I just want to get military expedition, 40 money, 40 money, 2 conscript companies, 5 manufactured goods. What does this say? Pacify is not valid. You must own the region. Immigrants school. I could put a colonial school over here. Wait a minute, how much does that cost? 50 money, 2 manufactured goods. I wish it would. Oh, there it is. That's what it is. That's the icon that says I've played that card there. So, if it succeeds, changes colonial percentage by 5% with a maximum of 60%, has 1% chance to trigger a revolt in the region. We don't even own them, so I don't know that it really matters if they revolt. But let's see. Military control, penetration 25 or 25% CP SOI. I'll be honest, it takes a long time to get a state, I think, from what I can remember. And I'm trying to remember if I didn't do Minnesota first. Although they have 4 regions. The thing about it is I could declare war on the Indians, but they're damn hard to catch. So let's look at our messages. Hartford has received new immigrants. Incorporation of Los Angeles. Some of our troops have been trained. We have finished building a gold field in Sierra Nevada at day 15. Good. Blah, 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 blah. So this is just all the buying and selling of our economic goods. Population satisfaction was modified on average by 0.42%. So if that is ever going down, you have a problem. So their satisfaction, if it's always going up, you're in good shape. But at certain points, I think it does start going down, and you got to figure out why. But as long as everything is, kind of growing, then I think that number actually keeps going up for now. National morale's at 100%, and our procedure points are at 764. I am going to... I'm going to run this in one more time before I do anything. And we'll see. Sometimes... There's the other thing I played on that one. That's what we were looking for a minute ago. See, it looks like it failed over here because the icon's gone. That's part of the game, is that sometimes you put these decisions into a region and they don't work. And it's just wasted money. And I guess that, that mimics real life, because there are plenty of things that you try in real life that don't work, and they end up costing you money. Now we're just waiting on our turn. I honestly don't know. I mean, this Indian has a power of 72 and we have a power of 55. I think they would beat us, but I'm not positive about that, because they don't have a commander and we do. All right, let's take a look at this. So now we're at 1908. Let's see. Bedouin tribes are spotted in desert regions of the Middle East. East African and Indian Ocean are menaced by Zanzibarian brigands. brigands. There's not really much going on. Your request to buy wines in North France has been canceled because no one is selling these goods anymore. That's not what I like to see. All right. So let's see what this says again. So you see, we are actually, see how money's going up 195 to 101 to 195 now? That's from those gold fields. So we're in good shape with the money because if it's gonna increase by 94 each turn, if we don't buy anything, then we're in good shape there. I don't want to do that. So I'm wondering, no, wait a minute, that's still there. So that's still going. We could get 75 prestige points from that. That would be a heck of a good investment if we get that. I do kind of start liking to see how we have Illinois Railroad. These are railroads being built. And so our railroads come this way. So once those get built, we'll have rail all the way into St. Louis. But I kind of like to get the rail to keep going out some. So let's see. We can build rail. Oop. So as you can see, rail is all the way into St. Louis. So let's put another one there. The reason I'm doing this is I want to have a rail from out in the east all the way through to Oklahoma. And if we do one here, then we'll have it basically to here and basically right on the doorstep of Oklahoma. Because you never know when you're going to need it. And eventually, and that might be one of our missions, is to have a rail line go all the way from the east to the west. Because I think that, that was a big thing back when they were inputting the railroad. When they were actually manufacturing the railroad, it was a big thing to get the railroads from the east and west connected at some point, because I think they were building for both sides. And so that was a big thing when those came together, and we had a contiguous rail line from the east coast to the west coast. So that's something to remember. So, yeah. So see, that says 831, but this says 1005. Initial 734. So if we spend 811, that's really initial 9 something. I have no idea. Sometimes I'm clueless about this. It's it can be very, I don't know, very kind of esoteric or something. So I'm going to run another turn. If they borrow capital this time, I'm gonna be a little annoyed considering the amount of capital we should have. But at some point we have almost more than we need. And I think that's about 4 or 5 years in, if we do this right, which I hope I'm doing it right. I think I'm going to build this depot bigger. Okay, let's see. All right. So we're only down to 1,123 in state capital. Let's just see. Work started on a railroad in Coquimbo. Is that Coquimbo? It says the Ozarks. Oh, region of the Ozarks has started to build a railroad. So that's for somebody else. Sir, after the attack of the Netherlands, ACEH has lost ACEH in ACEH. The citizens are becoming dispirited. So I don't know. They're in some kind of war over there. We completely understand how to harness the possibilities of Livingstone explores the source of the Nile. What does that mean? Colonial Ministries, maybe? Okay. So as you can see, this is still moving along. These are all still moving along. 10%, 9%, 9%. That's all had started. They all started at 0% on, I think, turn 2. So we got that going. Looks like the Indians have moved out of this area. I don't know if you remembered it, but I did bring this 2nd Brigade from over here, I think down here in Ouachita. And it took him forever to get here, but he did get here. When he got here, he didn't have any combat value left, but since he's been here, he's picked it back up. He seems to be okay there. Oops, I don't know what I was doing there. So let's see. We can't. Looks like we can't sell anything to the Canadians. What about? I mean, yeah, it's not any good either. Here's Japan. Let's see if we can't sell something to Japan. Here we go. Nitrates. Click to buy more. Click to buy less. Now that's another thing that you can do to save money is buy less of something. If you're buying a bunch of crap like preserved foods, I don't know why we're buying so much stuff. We should be able to produce most of this, and I definitely don't know why we're buying cotton. think I know what this means. We're selling 10 to them. That's got to be it. The way you can figure that out is you can go over here. We sold 10 cotton to Great Britain. It should be in here. Well, I also think that might be indicative of what is available and not necessarily what we've bought. So we can buy that, but I don't necessarily know that we've actually bought that every turn. Sometimes I don't know, because you can another way you can do it is if you right or left click on this stuff. Let me see. Right click, no. Left click, no. I'm not sure how you do it, to be honest. I'll try to figure that out. I don't know. It's all crazy. I try not to mess too much with the economy, because once you start trying to micromanage the economy, you can really screw it up. So I try not to micromanage it too much, because you'll find that it gets in really bad, poor shape. You'll be running all sorts of deficits. But let's see. We got these back. You got British troops up here. Cordial relationship, say 1950. Let's see. What is this? Infringement casus belli. I'm not really sure what this is about, unless it's some kind of if it's related to the Spanish-American War, when we fought them. I think the end of it was 1848, and that might be related to that. It might be some kind of I don't know what you might call it, but probably some kind of peace treaty between us and Mexico because of us fighting them. Another thing we'd like to look at is, let's see, Hawaii. So let's see. We're going to have 255 next turn. So I really want to Chief Treaty. So that's where we play the Chief Treaty card. Because the Hawaiian Islands are part of our sphere of influence, so I think we need to get on them pretty quick. Let's see. Number of nations you have a defensive treaty with and with whom they are at war. Number of nations you are at war with. Number of support agreements, nations supporting you and nations you support. So I have 0 of all of those. They probably already hate us. Let's save that. Now let's go ahead and run another turn. It's 1850 late May. Every turn is half a month. So you have 24 turns a year. So if you multiply that for 70 years, 1850 to 1920, 70 times 24 is 1,680 turns. That's a lot of turns. So this may be a very long playthrough if we play the whole thing. I don't necessarily know that I want to play the whole thing because I want to look at other nations. But if we're running 3 turns a episode, how many turns does that make that? It's like 500 and something. 560 turns or episodes. 560 episodes. Jeez. That's insane. I might play some offline and then kind of give you the overview or record them, and then if anything important happens, show you what happened. Because you're not going to want to watch all this every single episode. To me, it's interesting because I'm playing it and I've got my strategies, but for you, you're probably going, oh, this is like watching PBS. Because I certainly would be thinking that myself. I've had playthroughs that I've been watching from somebody else that I think, I'm going to watch how many episodes of this again? And then I stop watching it. Let's see. About 450,000 new immigrants settled in the USA this year. That's good for us. There's a railroad. So they're telling us what other nations are starting railroads. The upkeep of the fields in the upkeeps of the units in the field costs us 63 state money. Some more things coming online. We can now begin to fully research monetary unions. And then we have this really right here is probably the most important line. We sold 93 goods on our national market worth 527 pounds of private capital. Population satisfaction was modified on average by 0.43%. Like I said last turn, if that's ever negative, you have a problem. And then these are kind of important as well. As you can see, Great Britain is building everywhere. I think Lahore, Karachi, Prince Rupert, a lot of those places, I don't know if Prince Rupert is, but a lot of those places I think are in India. So, let's see. We did have something. Our agents, no. Missionaries, nope. We gained a total of 3. I don't see it. I don't see where we started doing this. The good thing is these are still active. And it's good to kind of look at these. Is that the one? No, that's not it. That's I'm in the wrong freaking ocean. I can just see my old history teacher. Okay, and that's still active as well. Oh, the history teacher saying, you didn't know the Atlantic Ocean from the Pacific Ocean. I'm like, no, I'm clicking in the wrong place on the jump map, so I'm not paying attention to where I'm clicking. So anyway, I think I'm going to close the episode with that, and I hope you liked it. I know this game is not your typical Asia game where you have a battle every episode or several battles every episode, but it is a game that you can lose yourself in and play for a long time. I know I put in pretty good amount of hours into this game, and there's still so much to learn, so much not to know. There's so many things that you have to kind of figure out as you go along. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. I did want to mention, I did try to record Grand Tactician, and the audio did not work because I had the microphone turned off for some reason. And I actually recorded an hour, of Grand Tactician. I played an hour and nothing happened. There was one battle that we were going to actually fight out on the tactical map, and they outnumbered us something like 23,000 to about 13,000, but they never would engage. So eventually I just said I'm retreating, because they never would advance to attack me even though they outnumbered me. So I just decided to eventually retreat, and of course I got a penalty for retreating, but I wasn't going to sit there and play a battle for hours and hours and hours. So anyway, thank you very much. I will see you next time.